Hello everyone, Team Monkey here. So this was my prototype Klingon bird of prey. It was just hand drawn up based off of importing pictures of a Klingon ship into AutoCAD and then sketching out and taking artistic impression or artistic license with some of the dimensions. It used an old Diablo power pod that had been on sale at Tower. So we thought I could do something with that, and it was loud and it made a lot of noise, sort of made enough thrust to fly. It's flown indoors, it's flown outdoors at FliteTest. It was a lot of fun, but I thought it's time for an update. So off goes the prototype, and that, let me show the bottom. The bottom and the body was created just carving the pink Home Depot foam. I put in some wood reinforcement, and I needed a lot of counterbalance to get the weight forward because of those brushed, old-fashioned brushed EDFs. And as you can see from the tape, the neck is the weak point. Anytime it would donk in, the neck is what would crack. So, out with the prototype. Sorry you're dealing with my handheld GoPro here. So, I develop all my plans in AutoCAD. So if we have our wing plan here, we're going to cut the bottom right and the top left. This also has the layout for the spars, but I'm not worried about this at the time. So if we cut out the bottom right wing skin out of a sheet, we end up with that. So how do we get a matching bottom left? Just take a blank. This is not easy, one-handed. Take a blank, square it up to this edge, trace it out, cut it out, and then we're left with two blanks in the right shape, but no marks on the bottom left. What we do is set this one here, and this would be our unmarked, freshly cut one. Line the trailing edge and the leading edge up, use a pencil, mark on this side to match, and then just flip it out. Mark your wingtip, same way, and draw your lines, connect the dots, bada boom, bada bing, and we have matching wing bottoms. Same ordeal for the top. Now, because of the orientation of the plans, we actually cut the bottom right skin and the top left. Either way, we just want to make sure we make mirror images. So I did the same thing. I cut out the top left wing skin, laid it on a blank, traced it, cut out the right shape, what sometimes I just call it a bat wing, cut out the bat wing, and then marked this side, flipped it around to get my wingtips, marked this side, whoop, come on brain, here we go, pop, 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 mark those four, and these will be the score cuts to create the airfoil. You'll notice on this one what I did, 3/4 inch spacing on this side, 1.5 spacing on this side. Obviously we have a more gentle curve on the long chord than we do on a short chord. So these are tighter together. So these will go together like any other folded wing. Let's see, we have the bottom left, and here's the top left. We'll tape the leading edges, very similar to a Versa, but with the forward sweep. So we'll tape these on the back side, trim the leading edges, fold the, cut our scores, fold it over, very similar to a Versa construction. And then this is our elevon. I still have to mark off the 4 inches from this cut, and I believe it's 2 5/16 or something here. But that's all on my other plans. The body. Yeah, this is my prototype plans. So it's kind of messy here, but what you end up with is a squared off bottom and A-style folds to create a boxed neck section and a thin 1 inch thick body to where we can hide the ESCs and whatnot for the motor pads. So if we move this stuff, I need my off-screen assistance. So here's what we end up with. We end up with a thin body and a neck section. And I just sort of rough tapered the rear end so I can fold that up and kind of close that off a little bit. And you'll see here I kind of screwed up. I cut my access hatch on the top. What I need to do is just come in here and we'll cut an access hatch to reach the ESCs and the receiver and whatnot. On the top here will be our access. On the inside, what I've done is I've marked the corners, marked these corners, and I've scored this line on the inside only. So when I complete the lines, this will open up and it will be my battery tray lid. The nose then, that bulbous nose, I wish I had a laser cutter, because we'll cut these out, the top, several with a notch in here. We need 6 of these with the notches to key in. These will key in. And then on the bottom below, I offset them in 3/16 to create that tapered bottom of the Klingon ship. Now here's the business works. This is the motor pod that will go on top. These are twin 50mm Dr. Mad thrusts. Actually, they're a HobbyKing 50mm, but they come with a Dr. Mad thrust sticker. The 3-cell version, 4800 kV. And we have another former that will go in here, create our thrust tubes. Similar construction to a Vigan if you built a Vigan. It just makes it easy. These will feed down underneath. Motor pod will sit on here. ESCs in the bottom patch. Motor pad on top. In the order of construction, what we'll do is we'll actually build the wings and glue the wings to the side of the pod so that we can build everything flat on the building table. And then once we're all flat and trued, then we will attach the body, the bottom body. So we can build as true as possible on the building board, and then we'll add the body. So that's where we are. That'll be ready in a few weeks, and we'll try it out at the next indoor Akron Fun Fly. Okay, sample wing construction here for the EDF Klingon ship. Just like a Versa. I like using the bidirectional Scotch tape. It is the most pliable, sticky stuff that I have. It's better than my packing tape. So I like that little extra arm on the leading edge. So you put the blanks on their face with the marks on the bottom side. Tape that. Double bevel the leading edge like normal. I scored the folding lines and then used just a tip of a popsicle stick to open them up a little bit. And then the spar is just a double height or double width spar, typical thing, on behind the spar line. And just for convenience, I made myself a glue reference line, but I don't even think I'm going to use that. So we're going to use standard stuff. Put the tip of the glue gun, tight, light pressure. Put a little bit of glue in our score lines, leading edge, spar cap. And I think I'm going to go right along the edge here, rather than using my glue line. Right along here. And since I have this 80-watt Stanley, really can dose out the hot glue. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that and hold it in place, and we'll have it done. Okay, so I screwed up a little bit and got a little bit of glue on the outside of the wing. But after holding it, drying, what happens is the spar lines up on the back side of this score line, and that carries right through because the spar position is a constant percentage of the cord. Comes out this end, and it's just long enough that we'll nip that off when we close up the wingtip and put on the droop wingtips for the Klingon ship. But it came out nicely. Just to show how this mates up and how we're going to route the servo wires for our Elevon servos, lay this up against the power pod, lightly traced the airfoil with a pencil, slide that out, and it shows me how the wing will mate up. So I just cut a little notch in there, servo wires will route through there, and we'll go down into the radio bay, which will be under this. But like I said, I want to build everything flat and true on the building board. Then I'll worry about installing servos and whatnot, because my servos are going to sit on the bottom of this wing. I could put them on top, but I just like the throws better, and have that nice pretty top of a wing, and we'll stick them in from the bottom.